In 1957, this same year, the Sardauna reached out to the NPC reached out to the action group. So they decided to have a meeting in Ikorodu. This meeting was held between Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, who was the deputy to the Sardauna, Ahmadu Bello, and Samuel Adoke Akintola, who was the deputy to Chief Obafemi Awolowo. And so they agreed that they were going to, number one, refer all these things about state creation. We're going to refer the claims for the creation of states to a commission of independent men who will be appointed by the Secretary of State. The commission will consider in the first instance whether the proposed new state is viable on the basis of existing services provided in the area. If the commission is satisfied that the proposed state is viable, then it will hold a plebiscite in the area, that's election, referendum, in the area in order to determine whether the majority of the people want the new state. So they talked about it basically that, okay, let's agree that we want these people to go, the North doesn't want people to go, but if we're going to work together, this is what we should do. Let's have a situation where there's another body that's independent that can, look into these claims from the different groups that want to break away or start their own new state. So when they finished that meeting, one of the things they came up with was, after the meeting, there was the Sardauna, that's the Ahmadu Bello, he traveled to Ibadan to visit Chief Obafemi Awolowo. And they talked about what they had agreed upon, like, this is a very good idea, or this will really work. But Sardauna was like, listen, this is good, but it will be better if we can get Zik to work with us. Why was this important? They were going to London in that same year, 57, and they wanted to be sure that they had one voice. So Sardauna and Papa Awolowo agreed on the creation of new states, just as they agreed in 1954 about the secession clause that Awolowo brought up. But this year, 57, Ahmadu Bello now suggested that Azikiwe should be brought into the meeting, that they should have something called Premier Summit Meeting. So they were going to have that in Lagos. They go there expecting to tell the British colonial government that, listen, the plans that we have is that many these people go. If they won't break up, we have 4 recommendations or 4 agreements that we have put together to be the basis of creation of new states. Abi? Thank you. When they got there, Zik and NCNC still wanted 4 states. After the meeting in Lagos, after they agreed before leaving Nigeria. Do you know why it's important for Zik for them to break up Western region? Number one was this thing about these Yoruba people that are just doing stuff. I will talk about it in that book, in his biography. But another issue politically is this. Zik was not a Pan-Africanist. As a matter of fact, Zik was an Igbo man, which is not a problem. But he has this facade. And like I said over and over again, he was a fantastic branding guy. He understood branding. Let me read to you, I'll continue. Let me just quickly read to you something that Awo said about Zik. I said it earlier, I want to read it out now. He says, it must be said that to Dr. Azikiwe's credit, he is himself a believer in federalism. Indeed, he is a believer in many a good cause. The only puzzling thing about Dr. Azikiwe is that more often than not, there is a wide gap between what he believes and what he preaches, and between what he preaches and what he practices. That's quintessential Zik.